Hello and welcome to the Wednesday weekly walkthrough, brought to you by Red Gaming Tech, a new cast where I bring you my top 5 picks of the week's news. I am the Kid, and let's get started. Number 5 this week is the GTA 5 gameplay trailer. So Rockstar have finally released a gameplay video of the long-awaited Grand Theft Auto 5 in a 5-minute narrated video. The video shows off many of the new features of the game. Some of the features focused on were scuba diving, the ability of the player to plan the structure of each mission, as well as the dynamic with interacting between the 3 characters. Also brought to the forefront was the scale of the map and the variety of landscapes available, such as mountainous areas, cities, and wilderness. Also demonstrated were the many leisure activities available in the game, such as car customization, hunting, tattoos, clothes shopping, and many more. The ability to switch between the 3 characters outside of a mission context was also demonstrated, and we got a look at how each character carries on their daily lives without the aid of the player. The pacing of the game has also been shown to have vastly changed from previous entries, showing a newcomer to an area or somebody who has been away for a long time, such as CJ in San Andreas, to a much more fast-paced system where the characters are already well established as criminals. The unique personalities of the 3 characters was also demonstrated, with Michael as the ex-successful bank robber, trying to make a new life as a family man, Franklin, a sort of xenophobic street robber, and Trevor, who, as they say in the video, the less said about Trevor the better, as he attempts to stamp what appears to be a severed foot into a toilet. Personally, I was very pleased to see the return of aeroplane gameplay to the game, which I've been sorely missing since San Andreas, as that was one of my favourite things to do. I'm also pleased to see the return of a larger scale map that expands beyond the city itself. Exploration in those kind of games like Red Dead Redemption and GTA San Andreas was something that I personally enjoyed. I don't really like the idea of being just contained in a little city. I mean, you know, there are very few cities in the world that just sit on an island. I mean, maybe New York City. That just sit on an island and there's nothing outside them. I kind of like the idea of having this broader world to explore and just dick around in. GTA 5 will be coming on the 7th of September, so prepare your wallets. On the subject of wallets and preparedness, number 4 this week is the Steam Summer Sale, which is now well underway. The sale commenced on the 11th of this month and will be running until the 21st of this month. My wallet's already taken a thorough beating. My personal picks were, let's see, what have I been picking up over the past few days? Well, Hitman Absolution was a must-buy for me, as a massive fan of the previous Hitman games. I purchased the Half-Life 2 complete set. Kind of been wanting to do a replay through of Half-Life 2 for a long time. Also, my kind of, we'll say an impulse purchase this week was the Duke Nukem 3D Megaton Edition. Duke Nukem 3D was a game I played a lot as a kid, and I haven't played it in a long time, so it was kind of cool just to throw down a couple of quid to have that experience again. It also comes with the the externally developed expansions, which I didn't even know existed. So I've been currently playing through the Life's a Beach Caribbean campaign. I believe they're only a few missions long, but so far it's been a great laugh. I got up today to see what's on sale, and I'm noticing that there doesn't seem to be such a broad scale to the sale this year. There's 9 daily items per day, well 10 actually. There's 4 flash sales 4 games on a flash sale every 8 hours. Community Choice, which currently is Surgeon Simulator 2013, which I'm actually clicking on and purchasing as we speak. And you can also pick up yesterday's big deals if you missed those. So today, Crysis 2 Maximum Edition will be getting purchased. The Secret World, DMC, Devil May Cry, System Shock 2, which is another one I've already picked up. Rising Storm, Mark of the Ninja, Alan Wake, which I'm also going to be purchasing, Orcs Must Die 2, and Sleeping Dogs, another one I've already purchased during this sale. A lot of the games come with trading cards. I'm not entirely sure what those are for. It seems a bit of a superfluous addition, but essentially, if you collect the entire set of trading cards for a game, you can get some badges to put on your profile or something like that. I probably should have researched more into that. An interesting one that's been on sale a couple of times throughout the course of the sale is Music Creator 6. I see Valve moving more into the kind of general software territory with Steam recently, which is kind of a nice thing, but I think most people don't really associate Steam with like useful software, so to speak. So it's kind of odd to see that included in the sale. So the sale is set to run for a further 4 days from now. So I expect there's going to be quite a bit of impulse buying from my end, and naturally from everyone else's end as well. I'm going to have to check in on Crimson and Armada to see what they've picked up so far. No doubt they've been as irresponsible as I have with their money. So moving on to item 3 this week, maybe something that a few of you are unfamiliar with, but RTX 2013 concluded this week. Now, my decision to include this in my picks is kind of a selfish one, but RTX is, of course, the Rooster Teeth Expo, hosted by Rooster Teeth and Achievement Hunter once a year. It's kind of been, for the past few years, kind of a fantasy of mine to go to RTX, and, I do attend MCM twice a year, as well as Alcon up in Leicester. I've never been to an expo in another country, and RTX is probably the one I would like to go to the most, just because I'm so into Rooster Teeth and Achievement Hunter that, I don't know, I think it would just have a personal kind of sense of wonder for me. The opportunity to meet all the guys there and just have a general laugh for, I believe it's 4 days. I'm hoping to go next year, but the tickets do sell out incredibly fast as there are a limited number to go between a large amount of fans. For those unfamiliar with RTX as an expo, it is a general industry-wide convention, but it also includes the standard things you do get at these kind of things. Panels from the Rooster Teeth crew and Achievement Hunter. They recorded their week's podcast live, which is also up on YouTube now. That's quite an entertaining one. It's kind of fun to see them do it in front of a live audience, with a bit of pressure on. So yes, that's all over for this year, unfortunately. There's been some pretty entertaining stuff coming out of the expo. They've posted a lot of it on YouTube if you want to visit their channel and check that out. Maybe next year I'll be able to bring you a cast live from RTX, but I'll have to be incredibly lucky to get a ticket and save up enough money to get all the way over to the States. You may be wondering why conventions such as Comic-Con and E3 aren't on my list of US conventions that I'd like to visit. Well, Comic-Con is far too big for me. I think this year they had 130,000 attendees in quite a small area. Fun fact about me, I have a degree of agoraphobia, and I probably wouldn't do very well. I've heard things. Apparently, it's not as pleasurable as an experience as you might think. So I would go given the opportunity, like if it was free or something, but I don't think I would really choose to go to it. E3, of course, I would love to attend, but unfortunately it is invite only, and I'm just not that famous. Maybe someday, though, eh? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Number 2 this week is a slightly sussy one. So it turns out that Microsoft was complying with the NSA's PRISM program, allowing access to things like emails and general Microsoft accounts. The degree of information that the NSA was allowed access to isn't entirely clear, but it basically has transpired that Microsoft did aid the NSA in accessing its encrypted data. What this means for Microsoft's reputation is yet to be seen, as it's kind of breaking news at the moment. But I can't imagine it'll do much for their image. So, the whole PRISM thing is kind of obviously an ongoing, should we say, scandal involving the NSA, with the actual whistleblower on the program currently hiding out in a Russian airport. Can't be too much fun. Now, I'm not going to go into the kind of like taking sides thing of this, obviously. The US government has obviously wants to charge him with, I believe, treason, which is quite a severe charge. Obviously, from their end, he has revealed a big kind of state secret. From the public's end, there's kind of the other view that essentially, he did the right thing by blowing the whistle on it. I can't take sides. I mean, I'm not American. It's up to them to deal with what their government does. There were other countries involved, the UK being one, but the degree to which it went on here is kind of still being figured out. It hasn't been reported that widely on what's been going on in other countries. The US has kind of been the focus of it. But as it's an ongoing thing, I can't really take sides on it. But it will be interesting to see, where this goes, and hopefully, to put a bit of an opinion in, hopefully the guy who blew the whistle on it, personally, in my opinion, will be able to make good his escape. But that's still waiting to be seen. He's currently putting an application for asylum within Russia, and I believe he's waiting for a result from that. I believe his ultimate destination he wants to arrive at would be Ecuador in South America. I guess he wants to stay close to his homeland while remaining safe, I guess. But we'll have to wait and see as that develops. And my number one pick for this week, I want to end on a humorous note. So the state of Florida has accidentally banned all computers and smartphones in an unusual legal move. Essentially, the state was attempting to ban internet cafes and gambling machines, but unfortunately, in their wording of the law, they basically were a mite too broad with their definition, and essentially, in the wording of the law, banned any electronic device capable of playing a game of chance. Now, unfortunately, they didn't really consider that definition extends to basically any computer or smartphone or any electronic device on the market. The law has since been corrected, but for a little while there, computers illegal in Florida. So get out the typewriters, dust them off, and get going. Obviously, it was it was an accident. They didn't intend to ban all computers and mobile devices, and at the end of the day, it's just a slightly humorous screw up there. I did enjoy quite a giggle for a few days over it, but yeah, the law has been amended to bring back in the computers and rescue the workforce in Florida from having to bust out the biros again for a little while. But yeah, you hear about these amusing laws that countries and states have had in the past. Like for example, in the UK for a long time, it was illegal for taxis to not carry hay in the trunk for the horses. Obviously, taxis haven't required the aid of horses in quite some time, and it's just kind of ended up as a quirky law that I believe has been repealed now. But yeah, so now we can add to the history books that for a few days in 2013, computers and smartphones were illegal in Florida. So that concludes this week's Wednesday Weekly Walkthrough, brought to you by Red Gaming Tech for the 17th of July 2013. If you want to hear more from me in a group context, head over to gameoveryear.libsyn.com for this week's Game Over Year podcast. For now, I will see you next week, and this is the Kid signing off.